They told you you're weak, that you're too emotional, that you're broken, and maybe after hearing it 1,000 times, you started to believe it. But what if I told you what you're carrying isn't weakness? It's the weight of every battle you survived. Society teaches us to hide our wounds, especially emotional ones. When you cry, when you shut down, when you're overwhelmed, people see weakness, but they don't see the story behind it. They don't see the nights you couldn't sleep, the mornings you didn't want to wake up, or the strength it takes just to breathe. You're not breaking, you're bleeding. People don't see the scars on your soul. They only see the silence, the distance, the fire in your eyes that sometimes dims, and they call it weakness. But what they don't understand is that surviving hell doesn't leave you unburned. Weakness is when you give up without trying. But if you're still breathing, still standing, still fighting, even if it's messy, even if it's quiet, you're not weak. You're relentless. You've been through things people couldn't handle for one day. You carry memories that haunt you, triggers that steal your peace. Yet here you are listening, trying to heal, trying to grow. That's not weakness. That's war. And every day you show up for it, you're winning. You are not your trauma. You are not your past. You are not your wound. But ignoring the wound doesn't make it go away. It festers. It grows. And the more you pretend you're fine, the deeper the wound cuts. You've been bleeding while smiling, screaming in silence, drowning in crowds. That's not weakness. That's endurance. The brave thing isn't hiding your pain. The brave thing is facing it, healing from it, and refusing to let it define you. Because feeling broken doesn't mean you are broken. Anger, sadness, fear, these aren't signs of weakness. They're signs of life. You don't feel deeply because you're weak. You feel deeply because you've lived deeply. You've lost. You've suffered. You've been through hell. The heart that breaks is still beating. The soul that aches is still alive. And the person in pain is still here. Real healing isn't about pretending to be happy. It's about walking through the shadows without letting them own you. Don't avoid the pain. Sit with it. Listen to it. Learn from it. There's strength in the scars, power in the pain, fire in the fall. Everyone wants light, but only those who've known true darkness respect it. You're not weak for feeling it. You're wise. The fact that you've made it to this point proves something. You're still standing, even if you're limping, even if you're crawling, even if you don't recognize yourself anymore. You've cried yourself to sleep. You've doubted your worth. You've thought of giving up, but you didn't. That makes you a survivor, a fighter, a quiet warrior. Take a deep breath. Think about what you survived. Not everyone could carry what you carry. So no, you're not weak. You're wounded, but wounds heal. And when they do, they become armor. Let the world call it weakness. You'll know the truth. You're not broken. You're just beginning. Healing doesn't start when the pain stops. It starts when you stop running from it. You've carried so much for so long. You forgot what it feels like to be light. But this is where you begin. Not by pretending it didn't happen. Not by acting like you're okay. But by being honest with your pain. By facing it without shame. You're not weak for breaking down. You're not weak for needing time. You're human. And healing isn't a straight line, it's a war. Some days you'll feel powerful. Other days you'll feel shattered. But every step forward, even the smallest one, matters. Stop comparing your healing to someone else's. You're not late. You're not behind. You're on your path, and your path is sacred. This isn't about being healed overnight. This is about choosing not to give up every day, even when the darkness still lingers. You might still hear the echoes of what broke you, but echoes fade. They don't own you. Your trauma is real, but so is your power. Your memories are heavy, but so is your will to live. And that matters. Start with the smallest act of rebellion. Show up for yourself. Drink water. Get up. Breathe deeper. Forgive yourself for surviving the only way you knew how. You didn't mess up your life. You adapted to pain. And now you're learning to live without it controlling you. People don't understand that healing takes energy. It takes everything. It's not just getting over something. It's rebuilding everything that collapsed inside you. The trust, the hope, the belief in yourself. But piece by piece, you can build it back. Cry if you have to. Scream if it helps. But don't you dare give up. Your heart is still beating. Your story isn't done. Your strength isn't gone. It's just buried beneath all the lies you believed. The truth is, healing isn't about going back to who you were. It's about becoming someone. There will be days when your mind whispers, you'll never be okay. Days when the weight of everything feels unbearable. And in those moments, darkness feels louder than hope. But listen closely. There's a part of you that hasn't given up. That part is still fighting, still breathing, still hoping. That's the real you. You're not weak because you break down. You're not fragile because you still feel the sting. The strongest people aren't the ones who never cry. They're the ones who cry, who fall, who shatter, and still get back up. The world might see your quiet days as laziness, your breakdowns as overreaction, your silence as disinterest. But they don't know what it costs you just to exist some days. They don't know the war inside your mind. And they don't have to. You know, and that's enough. You don't need to prove your strength to anyone. You prove it every time you don't quit. Every time you choose to stay alive. Every time you decide to keep showing up, even when it feels pointless. That's resilience. That's power. Your mind may play tricks on you. It may replay the worst memories, amplify your fears, make you feel like healing is impossible. But feelings aren't facts. Thoughts aren't truths. You believed the lies long enough. Now it's time to believe in your comeback. You're allowed to be tired. You're allowed to pause. You're allowed to say, this is hard. But don't confuse fatigue with failure. Healing takes more energy than most people will ever understand. You're not alone. Even if it feels like no one sees you, someone out there is walking through the same fire. And every time you choose to keep going, you become proof that it's possible to survive. You'll have moments when you don't recognize yourself, when you wonder who you are beneath all the pain. But the truth is, you're becoming someone new, someone forged by fire, someone unbreakable. The old you died in the trauma, but the new you is being born in the healing. And birth is never painless. You might not have chosen what happened to you, but you can choose what you do with it. And when you choose to rise, even if it's slow, even if it's ugly, you reclaim your story. You take back your power. Don't wait for permission to heal. Don't wait for someone to save you. You are the one. You are the rescue. You are the beginning of your own redemption. Let your scars remind you, not of pain, but of progress. Not of shame, but of survival. Every scar is a receipt of a storm you walked through and came out of alive. Some days, your only win will be not giving up. And that's enough. There's light inside of you, even if it's dim. Protect it. Feed it. Let it grow. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to be fixed. You just need to keep going. Because every step forward, no matter how small, is a step out of the darkness. And one day, you'll look back and see that every breakdown, every tear, every silent scream was leading you here. To strength, to clarity, to peace. You are not weak. You're wounded. But healing is happening. And the pain you carry now will become the power you use tomorrow. Keep breathing. Keep rising. Keep believing. The world hasn't seen the best of you yet.